Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande Roth, looking at decent weather the next 3-4 days here. 60 to 62, sunny, a little breezy. We'll take it. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, looking pretty good. Maybe some rain coming in for Halloween. We'll track that for you, and we will discuss. We have plenty of time. We could talk about that Monday, Cande, because
yes, we can.
Yeah, we'll have our anti-Halloween discussion. Now, I don't want to make it seem, because we've been kind of previewing this a little bit the last few days.
Listen, when my kids were little, it was a big joy to go trick-or-treating. It
Right.
was fun. We made our own costumes sometimes. We always had something to, go and travel and do, and it was a lot of fun. We had the town parade. I mean, the whole works. I did it. I'm done.
Right. Now, you have, I feel like...
Oliver got arrested, my beloved Oliver, on Halloween.
We should tell the story now. Let's just do it, because, this will get people set up for Monday, Halloween.
It was Halloween many years ago. And Oliver was a barker at the door. So what I would do during Halloween, because the door would knock every 10 seconds, I would put him in the kid's bedroom, lock the door, and he would be fine. So we're doing it. Halloween's happening. And I say to Evan, don't open the door right now because I'm feeding Oliver. So I let him out to feed his dinner. And what does Evan do? I no longer get the words out of my mouth. He opens the door. And Oliver goes charging, barking to the door. And it was a little boy, maybe about 6. Oliver did not bite him, but scared him to death. And it was a whole what-do. And then he was late with his rabies shot, and he got arrested. And he had to go to doggy prison for 4 days.
You glossed over a lot. So he scratched the kid lightly, right?
Yes.
But it was a happy scratch. Like your dog was so friendly.
Wasn't going to bite him.
Right,
no.
right.
But he was a big dog, and he barked. When he barked, I could see the mailman used to run down the sidewalk. I mean, He looks very scary.
Right. But your dog is a 100-pound pile of mush, basically.
Right.
And
rest in peace, my beloved.
The kid got a scratch, and then they called
the dog cops. And then he was with the
cops.
father. The mother and father were divorced. The girlfriend brought him trick-or-treating. It was a whole drama.
And so the cops come, and what do they say to you? What happens?
They say, can you show us proof of his last rabies? And I was late getting it done. He had rabies shot, but, you have to do it every 2 or 3 years, I think. And I had forgotten, whatever. And they said, we're sorry. And, I had to bring him to the doggy pound, and he had to spend 5 days there, really, to see if he was rabid, which he obviously was not. But it broke my heart. And that's it for Halloween.
Yeah, that was it. Now, my story is a simpler one. I don't. Again, should we preface this by saying, if your kids get joy out of trick or treating, that's fine. We put candy out. I understand. My kids put on costumes and go trick or treating. That's fine. I am just not involved in it because I spend my whole life trying to teach my kids to beware of strangers and do the right thing. But on this particular day, we just allow them to go door to door and take strange food from strange people. It's ridiculous, if you ask me. Ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And now, today, especially in these times, I don't know what I would do with kids now. I don't know that we would go door to door anymore. I really don't.
Right. Now, I will say one thing I'm pleased about. My wife, Dana, will walk, like near them or behind them or walk with another mother that she knows and kind of be in the vicinity. And we only stay within our neighborhood where everyone is, kind of knows one another, sort of, and we feel safe. And, it's in that sense, I'm not nervous about anything that's going to happen to them on Halloween. I just think it's kind of an absurd thing that we do this, right? I mean, we go around and
too.
It's just like, I don't know. You want to have a little costume party at school, that's great. And by the way, at school, you're not like, that rabbit head I showed you that Elijah is wearing.
Psychotic rabbit.
He can't wear that at school because you can't have something covering your head, like a full thing covering your head.
I don't know. It's hard to breathe. And that's the other thing. Remember as a kid going? It's hard to breathe with those costumes on.
Yes. Well, I don't really remember going because I think, see, this is where it all stems from my parents.
Ah, I see. Now the story grows.
You know, I mean, it goes, New Year's Eve. I hate New Year's Eve because of my parents. I mean, it's Candy, they've really messed me up. If you really want to get into the psychological evaluation.
They've messed you up in certain ways, but done you really well in others.
Oh, yes. And I feel like I'm a better person for being so neurotic. I really...
I don't know about that, but yeah. All right, neurotic isn't good.
I don't remember trick-or-treating. Like, if you said to me... You know, do you remember, like, trick-or-treating ever? No, they must have stopped me from trick-or-treating when I was so young. I do not remember any night of trick-or-treating as a kid. Yeah.
Wow, we got to ask your parents.
Yeah, there's a whole thing. I need a couch with a pillow I could lay down and really get into these things because...
Wow.
So if I'm sure my parents are hearing this on replay as we post it at licountry.com.
At this day and age, I totally agree with them.
Yeah, look, I'm fine with it. I mean, look, I turned out okay. You're looking at a guy who never went trick-or-treating and was told New Year's Eve is a false gaiety and you're not supposed to be outside on New Year's Eve. I mean, you see where this all comes from.
I do. And then I think of my father, who I always thought was so overprotective. You know, I was the one that always had to be home at 10:30, never midnight, even, in high school or whatever. He would take us trick-or-treating, me and a couple of friends, and we would go all over the town. He would go up and down every street, but he knew he had an eye on us the whole time. And I really didn't think of it then, but I'm telling you, it was really great. He gave us Halloween the best way you can, but never took his eyes off us.
All right. Well, I'm glad you at least have an experience you could remember. I do not remember trick-or-treating at all. And maybe I would be more into Halloween if I had that experience as a child. But by the way, I don't want you to take this as complaining. I am fine with my feelings towards Halloween. I don't feel like I need to embrace Halloween. I'm okay with it. And my kids, they do their thing because Dana's into it and she'll go with them and whatever, and that's fine. But I'm okay with it. Like, I could live the rest of my life with how I feel.
Me too.
Towards
now,
Halloween.
I know my little granddaughter but I think by the time she's ready for this, the world might be a little different. It might not be door to door anymore. Might be neighborhood things that my town here is doing something where the kids can go and be safe. So I think that's the road we're going to go down.
Venmo me candy. That's what Halloween's gonna be. Could you
Venmo me candy?
Venmo me some Twizzlers. That's Halloween in the future.
Yeah, you take buy 3 or 4 candies that you love. Call it a day and let's go.
Yes. All right. So and it might rain Monday. So which Candy and I would not be opposed to if it's pouring rain on Monday.
I'm stirring my brew right now, wishing for rain.
Let's see how it goes. Candy, we have less than 20 minutes to your Bald and the Beautiful entertainment. Everything from Nashville to Hollywood. Decent day the next 4 days. About 60 to 62. Sunny and breezy. Nice through Sunday. Let's hit the roads. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.